And Mike O'Rourke is the Chief Market Strategist at BTIG sitting next to me. That's why I'm looking at you over here. And Mike, you know, this kind of affirms what we have been seeing in the stock markets, right? This jobs report.
I think it does. It was very constructive in the sense of, you know, the 160,000 jobs added, it was below expectations, but also that big expectation of census jobs was not hit, where people were expecting 100 to 130,000 jobs. It was, I think, 48,000. So there is underlying strength, and there were other components there. There were also underlying strength, but you still have a 9.7% unemployment rate. We only missed upticking to 9.8% by a thousandth of a point.
Right.
So there's still enough weakness there for investors that the Fed's not going to rush in. And
you're not going to want to go aggressive in the markets then quite yet?
No, actually it's not. I think it's more of a sweet spot for investors because the Fed's not going to be rushing to pull liquidity away.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Because where the unemployment rate is, but yet you are seeing the jobs come back, and we are seeing that transition to job growth.
Mike, let's stay on stocks. We know that the manufacturing numbers have been encouraging. We got a positive manufacturing jobs number today, but it is so small, not the kind of thing that creates excitement. So it's that story of manufacturing recovery, not necessarily manufacturing jobs recovering, that has been fueling the stock market, and stocks like Honeywell, which this week suggested, you know, its numbers are going to be higher. How does that play into this tricky business of figuring out the economy and stocks?
Well, the manufacturing sector turned down before the services sector, and the services sector is obviously the larger part of the economy. So to see the manufacturing sector coming out of this, it's a good sign. And we obviously had the ISM number yesterday. That was a good number. We have the ISM, that was the manufacturing number. Next week we have the services number. Hopefully that will be a good number, and you'll see it all come together. But we're looking for manufacturing to lead here, and right now it is coming back nicely.
Now, let me ask you, the headline number 9.7 stayed the same even though we created jobs. Is it possible, as we go on to the next couple of months, people who'd kind of given up come back in, so the total group sort of grows, even though you're creating jobs, you still have that headline number stay the same?
I think you nailed it, and that's why I say it was a constructive report, because you're going to see the unemployment rate stay where it is. But I think for the past this is the third consecutive month where that labor force has risen again. I think it's the highest level since October. So that's a good sign, because you need these people. You know, those are discouraged workers coming back and things like that.
Right.
There were weak points as far as I think the hourly wages and the U6 number, which is, you know, the marginally attached and whatnot. But there's enough positives in there to feel good about it if you're an investor. And
Mike, a side note to this though is that the bond markets also reacted to this, and you saw the yields go up, and we're looking at possibly 4% now and above for the 10-year. Isn't that going to make stock market investors nervous?
It will make stock market investors nervous. I mean, the key here, the 10-year yield has been on the cusp of a technical breakout anyway. You had the comments from Bill Gross last week where he didn't really say he's bearish on bonds, but you have that feel from him that he's a little more bearish on treasuries and whatnot. So, but this breakout is one of recovery. I mean, it's based on the bond market's interpreting this number as a good number, and that's why they're higher. I'd also say it's a slow session, and we're on the cusp of breakout, so probably overshoots near term and then comes back in sometime next week.
Okay. Mike, thanks for stopping by again. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Have a good weekend, by the way. Mike O'Rourke of BTIG.